Okay, so we have an email from Taylor today. Hey, huge fan of the live builds. I've had this app idea stuck in my head for months called Survive Please. Okay, what is this? The concept is a houseplant tracker, but instead of boring charts, every plant has a video game style HP health bar. This is actually really cool. The funny thing about this is I've used some, I guess it's not funny, but I've used some plant tracker, watering tracker before, and I guess it is true they are pretty boring. There is no gamified element to them. If you don't log that you watered it, the HP slowly drains and the plant's avatar starts looking stressed. I can't code, but I think the idea is super fun. It would be amazing to see you build my concept on the stream. Okay, perfect. We can build this for you, Taylor. The first thing we should probably do is just to plan what this is roughly going to look like. So every time I start working on an app, this is usually what I start with. So I have my iPad connected to the screen right now. And yeah, let's design something. So it's plants. I guess the first thing is how many pages are there? So I think it's just going to be a single page, right? That has like an add button in it. So it's a single page. There's a single add button, and we're going to try to make this look really cool. So there's a single add button somewhere there. And then maybe the plants you have here. Oh my God, this is some ugly plants. But let's say you have like some pixelated drawing of plants here. And then under each plant, you have a HP right here. And then you need something to say you've watered it. So maybe when you tap on it, so when you tap on the plant, it shows like a nice menu that says watered or like water or something. Yeah, watered, like you've basically watered the plant. I guess one thing to keep in mind is that different plants require different watering schedule. So maybe when you're adding a plant, we ask you, so a dialog shows up. Let me draw it with this. A dialog shows up and it's like add plant. And then it asks you like, I guess in an ideal world, you probably want to ask them what type of plant it is. But since we don't have a lot of time today, we can just ask them like to name it and then how much water is required. Like how often, is it how often? Because they say water it twice a day. Something like how often it's required. Like how often to water, basically. Okay, and I think that should be good. So you add a plant, you give it a name, we give it like a really cool graphics. We have HP below it that shows you the health of that plant. We still need to determine how we're going to calculate the health based on how much it's been watered, but we can figure that out. And then when you tap on the plant, you can basically say you've watered it. And then it logs that. And I think we're going to have a login so you can so we can store all this on the database. So you can just log in on your phone. Obviously, you need that. Maybe we have something here that shows the user picture with their name on it, or with their email. Let's say email. Blah blah blah. Okay. This is looking good. Final thing we need to think about is what's this app called? What should we call it? So it's like a gamified watering plant app. What do we call it? What's like a popular game? Mario. It's going to be a hard one. I like to come up with names that are like will tell you what the app does. So people don't have to guess and they know instantly that this is exactly what this web app is about. Maybe, so it has to have plant in there. Plant. This is hard. Plant garden. Naming is so hard. Usually I don't force myself to come up with names. I just let whatever name come to me. So something like plant garden. Let's see. Let's just search. What's the most popular pixel games? Something might inspire us here. Plant Night, Plant Valley. Plant Survival. Vampire Survivors. Let's see. What can we come up with? Plant Inmost. Plant Tail. Plant Tail. I like Plant Tail. You know what? That works with me. So we're just going to call it Plant Tail. Maybe actually instead of putting the logged in user here, we put the logo here, and then we put Plant Tail here, and then maybe the login is somewhere at the bottom. Like it has the user here with the email. Okie dokes. Now we have this. What I like to do is to export this page, share it with me as an image. Just going to share this to my Mac. Okay. So it's open on the Mac. Bang. Oh, this is a bit too zoomed in. Maybe I could just crop it, right? Just a bit too zoomed out, I mean. So I'm just going to crop this. How do you crop again? Is it Command K? Nope. Command K? Yeah, it's Command K. Okay, so we have, if I open that now, so we have a rough design. Okay, so now my favorite thing to do is to basically plan this with Gemini. I'm just going to minimize this because we're probably not going to need to design anything more. So there's some questions I still have unanswered, and the plan is just to do it with Gemini basically so we can get answers quickly. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to use Whisper Flow. This is how I type really quickly by using voice typing. So I'm going to just press FN. I'm building a watering app, a web app basically, that allows people to track how often they're watering their plants, and each plant basically has an HP that shows how much life it has basically, or the health of the plant. Right now I'm struggling to determine how I'm going to implement the HP or calculate it. I'll just put that in there first. I'll calculate it. When the user adds a plant, I'm going to ask them how often the plant needs to be watered. So based on that and based on the logs of the watering, I need to come up with the calculation for the HP. Can you just walk me through the calculation? Don't write any code yet. Okay, let's just wait. Open the window. It's a bit stuffy in here. Okay, that looks fantastic. The wireframe for plant tail is clean, representing plant health as HP. Bar is highly intuitive, gamified way to keep users engaged, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go. First, we need to define the boundaries of your health system and the user's input. Max HP, let's maximum health is 100. Ideal interval. So it has to be every 7 days. Plants aren't robots. They don't die the exact minutes they miss. For 7-day plant watering anywhere between day 5.5. Okay. So this is the formula. So it looks like it's like more conditional. If the user wants the plants to for preferred needs, they are drowning the resistance and heal the plants. Oh, right. Yeah. We also have to take into consideration what happens if you water it too much. Okay. I was just saying, okay, give me a function that calculates the health of the plant based on the ideal daily watering and the logs and the watering logs for the past n days, where n is also an argument. Okay. And the reason I like to do it here is that I save a lot of money from doing it here, right? The problem with doing this planning in Cursor is that it's going to actually charge me every prompt I send in Cursor, whereas I could just do it in Gemini for free, basically. Okay, so we have the calculating plant HP, grace period, set the time frame today. So it takes the logs, the end days. Okay, this is perfect. And then it gives you, okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, time to start building. So I'm going to start with a boilerplate. I actually built this boilerplate, and it makes it super easy for me to get started with my projects. I feel like it's a really bad idea, especially when coding with AI, to make it start from a blank slate, because firstly, it might not use the best framework. Secondly, it's going to cost a lot of tokens to do that. So let's just name this, rename the boilerplate to plant tail. I'm going to open Cursor. Open the boilerplate. Perfect. We have the boilerplate open. I'm going to remove it from Opus and select 4.6 because I want this to be implemented as quickly as possible and done the right way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the screenshot that I designed earlier. So let's just grab that. It's in downloads. I'm going to pop that into Cursor. And again, using Whisperflow, I'm going to write my prompts because that's way easier. I'm building an app called Plant Tail. It's a one-page web app. And right now, I basically want it that when there's an add button on the top right, add plant button. And when the user adds a plant, it asks for the name of the plant and also how often it has to be watered. And then when they add it, it basically adds it to the database. So I want you to update the schema. So the schema is the database schema right here. Right now it's set for the boilerplate. Let me just install everything, npm install, just so it installs all the, that's why this error is there. Okay, so I want you to update the schema to store the plant. What else is there? And also create the backend for getting and updating the plant. I also say when you click on a plant, it should show a sub menu that has as an option watered. When the user taps this, it should create a log in the database saying the plant has been watered, which means we'll also need a watering log schema. That should be good. I'm going to start with planning because there's quite a lot here. So I want to make sure the AI actually is going to implement it properly before giving it free reign to start changing the code. Okay, it's creating a plan now. Let's see. So it has how it's going to update the schema. So there's plant and watering logs. Perfect. And it has the plant backend. So list all the plant the user has to create one, to delete, and to water. Perfect. Shard CN dialog for the plant. Context menu for right clicking it. This is looking good. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just get it to start on this too. And another thing I'm going to do with this app after, I don't want it to just be like a boring Shard CN design. So I'm actually going to try to get everything pixelated to actually make it look like a pixel watering game. And I'm also going to get different vectors of plants to use for the different plants. So let me see if I can find some vector plants right now while this is being built. Vector plants. What would I call it? Like maybe like a set, something like that. But the problem is you don't want random plants. Like if they search for something, you kind of want to get a vector of that plant that they've added. Maybe I can actually add AI into this where when you enter the name of the plant, I'll basically have an endpoint that creates an SVG and stores it somewhere. Yeah, that would be cool actually. Instead of having to have a massive collection of all the plants, so I can basically just like SVG, whatever the name is, store it, and then use that, which will actually make it way more like a cooler app. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Okay, this is exactly why I love starting from a boilerplate because the amount of code this AI has to write is a lot less than if I started from scratch. And it's also following best practices because this boilerplate also has rules. For example, it has the skills.md files that tells the AI how to change this boilerplate to fit whatever project is being used. So yeah, this is just way better. I just love this method so much more. So it's updated the schema. I'm just going to give it a few minutes to update everything and then we'll get back. Actually, sorry, one more thing. While this is being set up, we need to create a Superbase project for this. The boilerplate uses Superbase to actually do the storing. So I need to create a project. I'm going to call this plant tail. And a free project works perfectly for this. So Superbase is actually going to handle our authentication, like logging in and logging out. And it's also going to handle our database, like actually storing the thing. So I'm just going to grab this password. I need to remember this password, so I've copied it. Let me paste it in my notes. Okay. This is good. This will actually be good for us. Do that. So our database is being set up. Our code is being written. Okay, what is this? Oh, it's trying to run this right now, but let's just skip this. This basically like sends the schema updates to our database, but our database is still being set up, so we can't do this right now. So I'm just going to skip this. I should have set up the database before, but it's okay. Okay, yeah, so that was the last task, just to update it. Okay, cool. So it looks like the front end and back end is finished. Let me just head back to my database and see if it's ready yet. No, it's still setting up project. This might take 2 minutes, so let's just wait to have that complete for us. Let's just look at the code. So we have the schema, perfect. We have the routers, perfect. This is why it's good to understand how to code because it's really important to just see what the AI has written and make sure it's exactly how you would have written it, or else you're basically going to have a massive project where you have no idea what's going on. Okay, this is the add plant dialog. This is the plant card. It hasn't done any of the HP stuff yet, but we're going to save that for after. But this is good. We have the plant list. This is where the plant is actually all your plants, the component that basically shows all your plants. We have this index that just exports some files. And then this is the actual plants page. So it's /plants. And then we have the sidebar. Okay. So our project is ready on Superbase. So we're going to go to the ORM, grab Drizzle, because that's what the boilerplate is using. By the way, if you use my boilerplate, I have like a setup guide that shows you how to do all this for a new project. But I'm just going to grab the database URL, open my .env file. I'm going to pop the database URL in there, and then also replace this with the database password that I set when I was creating the project. Then we also need our Superbase URL and then the publishable key. So we can get that from Superbase by going to, I think if you go to Data API, if you go to Data API first, you can get your Superbase URL. Bang. And then we need to get the publishable key. So we go to project settings, API keys. We have the publishable key right here. And literally just from this 3 changes, we have database, we have authentication, and everything set up. So I am just going to do .env, change this to .env.local. So it actually grabs my .env file, and that should be it. Our project should be ready. Let's first run the DrizzleKit push. I think, wait, let me just check. Do we have anything here? Yeah, so if I just run npm run db push, let me show you how cool this is actually. Let me go to my table. So first right now, if you look at my table on Supabase, it's empty because I haven't synced it to the schema. But now if I run npm run db push, hopefully everything works perfect. And if I come back here, bang, you see I have my plants table right now, my users table, the watering logs. This is from this Supabase, from the boilerplate, so we can ignore that. And yeah, so everything is ready. We just have to run the app, npm run dev, and then just hope it all works first time. This is like the boilerplate stuff, so I can just go straight into, was it plants? The page, I think it was plants. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so the page is called plants. So now it wants me to create an account. So I'm just going to create an account. Let's just create password, sign up. Cool. I should get a sign up confirmation email, and the authentication is all being handled by Supabase. So now if I tap this, my account should be confirmed. And if I log in now, the same detail, logging in, come on, don't let me down. Poof, we're in the app. And if I head over to the database, you see that our first user has been created, which is my account right now. So this has gone to the to-dos list. This comes with the app, with the boilerplate. So if we just go to the plant tail, you see we have a plant tail. Let's add a random plant. I don't even know the name of any plants. What the hell? Let's use this Monstera, or whatever that is. Water every 1 day. And then bang. So my plant is right here. If I right click on it, I can do watered. And then if I go to my backend, you see that my plant is right here. And watering logs is right here. I just watered it today. Okay, so we're making good progress. The final thing I want to do before I start working on how everything looks, because right now this does not look like a good product, is we need to implement the HP. And now if you remember, we already calculated, or we came up with the calculation for the health bar right here. So now I'm just going to head back here, create a new page and say, for my plants in plants page.tsc, I want to add HP inside the plant card. And the HP is calculated by taking into consideration how often the plant needs to be watered and how much it's been watered recently. Here's the calculation for it. Add it to a new file in lib. And I'm only adding this last part because I know AI loves to just add everything in one page. So I like to tell it, hey, don't actually do this in one page, move this to a new file. So paste that in there. And then we should have the HP ready for us in a bit. The truth is, usually when I'm waiting for AI to write code for me, I usually go on Instagram to brain rot. So I'm basically lying to you guys by just like staring at my screen, pretending that's what I do. I literally usually brain rot. Okay, so the plant HP TS file is being written. Okay. I'm guessing this might end up being a bit weird because I just added the plant right now. So it might not make any sense on the first day the plant is added, but we can also fix that. Okay, we have the HP. What is it doing for this? I don't think it's using a progress bar, but we're going to worry about the looks of the app later. Okay, looks like it's done. Let's check what this looks like. Oh, perfect. It did add an HP. So we have this. So it's showing the HP of our plant. Let's add something else. Let's add another plant. Oh my God, I need to get some plant names. This is so embarrassing. Popular plant names. A balloon flower? What the hell is a balloon flower? How is this popular? I've literally never heard of the name in my life. Okay, snake plant. I've heard of a snake plant. Okay, so we're just going to snake plant. I don't know how often it needs to be watered, but let's say every 3 days. Okay, perfect. Now we need to actually work on the way it looks. We have everything being stored, a backend connection, login. We need to get rid of the sidebar. We need to make it look like a pixel game. So now we're going to create a new thing and say, I'm creating a plant watering pixel game. I want you to remove the sidebar and make a new component for the current user and put it in and align it to the bottom. I want the entire site to be pixelated. I also know there's this like font. There's this like pixel font. I forgot what it's called. It's like pixel. I've used it before. What's that font called? Let's ask Claude. What's the popular fonts used in pixel games? I forgot the name is like pixel something. Yes, press start to P. So we need to download this font. Is it a Google font? Oh, okay, it's already a Google font. Pixelated. I want to default the project to use the Google fonts. Because it's a Google font, I don't have to download it. What else is there? This should be good for now. Let's just see what it does. Actually, I'm going to make it plan because I want to know what it does again before letting it have free reign on my project. Okay, the plan is being written. So the first thing it's going to do is switch the font to press start to P. Perfect, that looks good. Then it adds a global pixelated style. Yes, I know this image rendering pixelated thing is real, so that should work. Removes the sidebar. Keep that. Replace the layout with a simple wrapper that renders children directly with a bottom padding. Perfect. Create a bottom user bar component. Okay, this is the new user bar. Clean up. We no longer needs to be imported. Okay, cool. Let's see what this looks like. This should get us halfway there. While this is being done, let me just look for some like cool pixel online games. Just see if I can get some inspiration. Ooh, I like this. Oh my God, I really like this. I literally just looked at this and I'm like, yeah. I think it'd be cool if we could have some like clouds in the background or something. But this is so cool. I don't know what game this is, but I'm not going to give you my phone number. But I already like what I'm seeing here. I want our buttons to look like this. So I'm just going to take some screenshots of that. I want our logo to look like this at the top, maybe. And then maybe a blue background too. So let's find whatever color this is. I'm just going to go Figma.new. Paste this in there because I want to get the color of it. I don't know if you guys know this, but you could just go on Figma and then bang, we have the hex. I'm just going to keep that in mind for the background. Yeah, okay, let's see what it's come up with first. By the way, I'm not a designer, so I'm a trained software engineer slash computer scientist. So this is me. I mean, this is already. Oh my god, we're getting somewhere, guys. We are getting somewhere. This already kind of looks good. We can work with this. We can work with this. So I'm gonna say to it, change the background color to this. What else can I say? And make the buttons look like that. Okay, so I'm gonna say change the background color to be this in the app, and also make, let me see what I did with the buttons. My buttons even look pixelated. And also make the button look pixelated like this. Let me just grab pictures I had. Okay. No, but this is looking good. I still need to think what I'm doing with the plants. Like if I should do some like SVG stuff that shows the plant. That might make it a bit complicated, but I think that's what would really take this to the next level and make this a cool product. Do you know what would be even cool too? Maybe you shouldn't even have to put how often you want to water it. Because if I'm already going to make an AI code to get the SVG, maybe I should also just get like the ideal watering frequency in it too. Let me just talk with Gemini and plan the other feature. Another feature I'm thinking of doing is basically when a user enters the name of the plant, I want to use an AI model to basically generate an SVG of the plants they've entered. How should I store that SVG on my database? And is this a good plan? Okay, it's changing my shard CN button. At some point, we're probably going to have to jump into the code and change it ourselves. But yeah, this is looking good, I think. I don't really love the color of this here, and I also don't think we need the number on the HP or the never watered. I don't think we need those two things. So yeah, I'm just looking for any inspiration on how to, maybe we should add a white border around the plant card. Oh, this is a good color to use. Okay, let's put that in there. Grab the color. Sorry. Bang. Okay, what is the color? The color is 2. Let's see what it's done so far. I'm still not completely happy with this, but whatever. But it's still looking good. It's looking good, especially if we make this. Wow, I guess it's not mobile friendly right now. We also need to do that. Okay, but it's looking good. I'll say make the background. Actually, I'm going to stop doing this here because look, my context use is 32%. This is actually a big trick for you guys. If your context use gets too big and you keep asking for more requests in this thread, you're just going to waste a lot of money. So the best thing to do is just to open a new thread and start from there. I want the plant card to be this color. I also want it to have a white, thick-ish border around it. What other changes? And it's also good to make multiple changes at the same time. Also remove the HP number and the watered status. I just want the progress bar below the name. Okay. Okay. I like this quit for logging out. That's actually pretty cool. We're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere. I think once it looks like this, it should be a lot better. It would have been cool to add the floating clouds in the background. We could, but yeah, you get the point. Okay. Kind of looks good. It's still showing that every 3 days. I literally said I want only the progress bar below it. I'm just going to jump in the code and change it myself. That is not worth asking AI to do. Let me see. So this is it. Is it here? Name, yeah. Remove that. Okay, cool. So we have our plants right there. Cool. I don't really like how I want my pixels, the border to look like this. It's not really a cool... Let me see if I can get it to do this. For the button, I want the edge to be a bit jagged like this, like make it look pixelated. Then you create a generic component I can add to other components to make the edges look pixelated, and use it in plant card too for the white border. So it looks pixelated. We also need to figure out what we're doing with the name, make it look cooler. And let's go back to Gemini. Oh my God, we're literally doing a million things at the same time. I love this idea. Linton, I never asked you if you loved it. It's a brilliant product, but technically tricky to execute. Specifically, as most mainstream text image output raster images like PNG. AI doesn't typically create clean, efficient SVG. Yeah, that's a good point. A better pivot instead of generating, you might want to use an AI model to generate a raster image with transparent background. I'm sorry, Taylor. I think we're going to have to skip that really cool feature, but it would have been good though. I'll see. Maybe I'll try to one prompt it, and if it doesn't work, I'll just undo it. But let's see if it comes up with a good jagged edge stuff for it. You know what? Maybe I should just make the logo myself. I have this color. I could probably just make it myself. What's it called? Plant tail. I think I already have press on my computer. Make it a bit big. Let's copy the same color. Ooh. Let's put it in the background so we can actually see it. Okay. You know what? I could try something else. We're trying to use this to show the power of AI, right? So I could give this to Gemini and use Nano Banana. Can you make my logo in this style? My app is called Plant Tail. But while that's working, let me still try here. Let's add an effect. Let's make it a solid. To be fair, this is not too bad, you know. My design skill is not that bad, guys. No, we have to do this for the logo. Change the logo color to be this. We want it a bit bigger than that. No, this is blurring it. We don't want blur. We want that. Maybe a bit to the right too. Look at that. What does spread do? Yeah, look at that. That's not that bad, you know. I don't know how to curve it though. On here. How do you curve? Maybe we don't have to curve it. Just keep it like this. But I think that actually looks pretty good. Let me see, what else can I do to it? Can I do anything to it? Plant tail. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's see what Gemini comes up with. Yeah, this is nice, I guess. But the problem is, I feel like if I put that in the background, let me do this. You can go to remove.bg to remove the background. Actually, let me save this first. But this definitely looks nicer than mine, I'm not going to lie. This definitely looks way better than mine. Let's just save it. Oh my God, it's taking it. It's stuck, guys. Oh no. We've pushed it. We've pushed it to its limit. Let's try to use the auto and see if another model can do a better job. Okay, it's downloaded. Firstly, let me check my hypothesis. I feel like the background color of this will not perfectly match the background color of my app. But if it does, then we might be good. We just have to crop out that annoying Gemini logo. I wonder why they add it there. It's so annoying. Like, do you want people to use your stuff or not? If you add your watermark to everything, it will ruin it. Yeah, you see, this is the problem. Except, you know what I could do? So I could remove this firstly. So like pull it in, pull that in there. And then maybe I can change the background of my app to match this. This will allow us to like, yeah, and you can't see it. So I could change that, yeah. I change the background of the app to be that. How's this? So I believe this is the background. So it looks like it's using HSL. So let's change it to that. 258656. 258656. Is that it? Oh no, not 25255. Okay. Let's just check. So we have that there. Cool. So now we can export this as our logo. I wonder if, would you guys call what I'm doing vibe coding? Is this still vibe coding to you? Or is this different? Because obviously I know how to code and I'm kind of like working with AI here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay, so we have our logo. No, that's not our logo. Our logo is here. Okay. Logo. Okay. I think the thing about coding with AI is if you don't understand every word that is being written, eventually you're going to get stuck. So that's why I like to just read everything to make sure I understand it. Because at the end of the day, if it eventually writes something I don't understand and it can't debug its own problem, then I'm better off not using AI in the first place because I'm basically not going to be able to make any progress and I'll spend more time trying to fix its bug than it would have just taken me to build it in the first place. Okay. Oh, I thought I kept all this. What is it doing? No, this is taking a long time, guys. I don't know if it can. Let me see if I can find any NPM library that pixelates. NPM pixelate. NPM pixelate React. React. Okay, what is this? Oh, it only has 10 stars. You can't trust a repo that only has 10 star. Never use a repo that only has 10 star, except you want, at best case, a bug. Worst case, someone has access to your entire database without you realizing it because you use some weird pixelated stuff. Ooh, this looks kind of cool. Pixel React. Where's the documentation? It's here. Shit. I don't know if I can trust it. Like, why would you have an NPM library but you don't have a demo? Like, that kind of defeats the point, right? Why on earth would I use your library if you don't have a demo? Okay, let's see. It looks like it came up with something. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we... that is fucked. Revert. Let's do the logo. I've added logo.png to the public folder. Can you use that in the... What page? Let's see. Oh my God, what happened? Okay, plant page. Is that where the logo is? Just the logo here, plant tail, yeah. In the plant list to replace the plant tail text. Okay. Why is this? Oh, is it because I haven't watered it? Let me water it. Nice. Okay, look, we have the plant tail right there. We have this. Yeah, I'm thinking something's missing, but I'm not sure what it is. Oh, this is cool. Oh my God, look how cool this is. This is how you add a plant. Give your plant a name and set how often it needs watering. I don't know. I need to get more plant names, don't I? Popular plant names. Jesus. Aloe vera. I remember I used to have aloe vera in Nigeria. My grandmom used to keep it and we would use it on our skin, actually. It was really nice. Let's add that in there. And then we can water it. Okay, cool. It's cool that all this is being stored on a DB. Like this is actually a complete app. I'm just trying to think, is there anything I can do to make it stand out, make it even better? Maybe we should put clouds in the background and make it move. I think I'll do that. Let's try to just see if we can one prompt that. In the background of app page, can you put these SVG plants in the background? SVG, not plants, clouds in the background, and make them move left. Let's see. I think that could add, or I could just find a picture. Oh, actually, you know what I could do? I could just take this entire image. Again, Nana Banana might just be our savior here. Can you give me the background of this without the text? I just want the colored background, cloud, and trees below. So just remove all the other UI components. It's hit or miss with Nano Banana. Like sometimes it works great, sometimes it just gives you absolutely crap. Okay, it's trying the clouds. I'm gonna first give Opus a chance to do the cloud. I don't believe it's gonna do a good job. Ooh, it did create this. I don't know. Don't know how much let me put that in Figma and see and analyze that. Firstly, would this color fit in here? Okay, it does. Oh, maybe this should work. I'm just gonna export it and see. It might work. But let's see what it comes. The cloud, right? What I've changed, animated clouds. I bet you there is no animated clouds. It's just made it up. Yeah, it's made it up. We're reaching 1 hour, so we need to finish this as soon as possible. So I'm going to revert that. I knew I was going to do a bad job. We're going to get the... Ooh, I can't save this one directly. I just realized because it has this stupid thing there. Shit. Maybe we might have to leave this in there. So but it's just going to look like the entire app was vibe coded with Nano Banana or whatever. Okay. So we have this. I'm going to say background image. I have a background image.png file. Can you use that as the background of the entire plant tail app? Okay, but I like the way this is looking. Let me, while that's been done, let me see, add a new, I want to see if I can change the size of this. It's just a bit too bulky right now. Did that work? I think that's a lot better. Text extra small. Yeah, that's a lot better than the default. Yeah, this looks way better. And the plant name, I think I'm actually going to change that myself. Again, this is where it gets really good to know how to code because you can see I could spend ages asking AI to change all this for me, but it literally takes me a second to do it myself. So I'm just going to find the name. It's using text base right now. Let me use text small. I think it would be better small. I also want to find better plants for this, but oh no. It's added the background, but it looks like there's a background in front. Where did they add the background? Let's see. Probably did something stupid. It added it to the body. Maybe it makes sense to change this to transparent. Let's see. Okay. You know, this doesn't look too bad, This actually looks okay. Let's just remove the color from the nav user. What was it called again? The component, bottom user bar. Let's remove the background. Remove the background color in bottom user bar. Yeah, so we have the logged in user there. You know what? This actually looks good. I'm just really upset with this Gemini thing right there. Oh, wait, but I could just, wait. Instead of being upset, let me do something about it. I could just pop this in here and just, oh, but if I delete the bottom, then it looks ugly. Oh, wait, I could, again, another thing I could do, wait, I should have just done this from the start. This is obviously what I should do. I could just do that. I think that's enough to remove it. Nope, just a tiny bit more there. Okay, let me use this as my background image instead. Okay, background image. Background, oh shit, sorry, I have to delete that. Okay, that should make it look a lot better for me. Okay, yes, way better, way nicer. I don't like that there's a scrolling thing there, but we can figure that out another day. Can we make this, make the plant card partially transparent so you can kind of see the background? This is, the way I'm talking to AI is so informally, it's so funny. I think that could make it a tiny bit better. This is just 1 hour of work. So, oh yeah, that made it a lot better. The fact you can kind of see the cloud behind it now, that looks a lot better. This logo is a bit weird because you can kind of see there's a difference in the color of the logo, but I think that's okay. And I would have loved to make this button more pixelated. We have 4 minutes. Maybe we can try to do that, but I like the way it's looking. Let's see if it's mobile friendly. Oh, it's also mobile friendly now. Oh, it looks way better on mobile. Look at it on mobile. Oh my God, this actually looks like a legit app. Let me add another plant. Oh, nope. The background. Oh, because I made the background transparent. Shit. I have to change the background of the cards. Dialogue. I think it uses background. Shit. Where is it? I know I always have this with dialogues. Yeah. Oh yeah. It uses background. So I need to do. I think I'm just gonna hard code it for now to whatever the plant card one is. Where is the plant card? Shit. Or is it global CSS? Maybe it's the card? Background card. Let's see. Yes, that looks a tiny bit better. I would have loved to use whatever the plant card is using though. Background. Where the hell is the background of the card? Oh yeah, because it's a card. So it's using background card. Oh, maybe it is the same. Yeah. But anyways, this looks, I don't like how it says EG. I think that's kind of ugly. Sorry, this is just me. I think it's better to do without the. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, guys. We have a completely working app, a gamified app. Everything's been stored in the back end. We built this in 1 hour. Obviously, if you gave me a day to work on this, I would make this crazy good, but it looks pretty nice considering the amount of time we had. It's been stored in a database right here. Users can log in and log out. We have some like cool looking logo. We have a name for this. It'll take us 2 seconds to publish this with a cell. Yeah, I don't think you could charge for an app like this though. Or maybe you can, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to send this over to Taylor who requested it. If you guys have any requests, shoot me an email. I'm going to put my email in the YouTube descriptions. And yeah, if you want to use the boilerplate I'm using to do this, I couldn't have built this without the boilerplate so quickly. Without the boilerplate, I would still be arguing with Claude what framework I want to use and how I want to connect the back end to front end. But it's amazing for me that the boilerplate has already just built all that for me. So I could just like actually start building the brains of the application. So yeah, if you want a link to that too, link in the description. 59 minutes and 50 seconds. Wow, it literally took us exactly 1 hour. See you in the next video. I'm going to do this again.